just kind of what this does for you as far as, one of those achievements in your basketball career?
I guess Coach called me yesterday about 2:30 before they were going to announce it, because my family was leaving about 4 o'clock, which was whenever they were going to announce it. So he wanted me to be able to tell them before they took off. And it was, I was kind of just in shock. I knew my name was in the conversation, but there were a lot of well-deserving players that could have gotten it. So I was definitely thankful for it. But I mean, the first thing that I thought about was, none of it could have happened without the team's success. So a ton of it goes back to my teammates, JB, everybody. And so, I got to give a lot of credit to them. But I'm definitely blessed to be named that.
Joel, you want to comment on him getting that award? I mean, you kind of know what it feels like because you won the ACC tournament MVP last year for the success you guys got, winning that championship and all that or whatever. And, like he said, the individual success comes with the team success, you know what I mean? How well you guys do, and it shows in the individual awards. So your thoughts on Justin winning that award?
Yeah, definitely. I know it's a team thing, but just for me, I saw what he did in the offseason. I was here with him. And, he went through the draft process and everything, and decided to come back. And through that whole time, you could just see the dedication to his game. And that's why when he won it, I wasn't surprised just because I saw what he put into it. And when you see that, it's well-deserved. So when I heard it, I was like, you know what, it's a great accomplishment for him. But, I could tell that, that he was going to get it just because the work he did out on the court during the season, but the things that he did behind closed doors when no one was looking, and that's the biggest thing right there. And if someone had a camera and just saw how many times he was in the gym and the amount of hours he put into it, they would have said the same thing that I said, that if there was any player, Justin deserved it. So, yep.
Justin, is there a little bit of redemption in the fact that you got the feedback you got last year, and you were able to come back and work on all that, improve it to the point where now you're a first team All-America, you're an ACC Player of the Year?
I wouldn't say redemption. That was the truth of what they told me. I knew that's what I needed to get better at. I knew that, that's what I needed to do to be able to give myself an opportunity to play at the next level and have a successful season here. But for me, honestly, it's definitely a blessing to get all of that stuff. I can't, thank my teammates, thank my coaches, thank my God. I can't thank them enough. But for us, the biggest thing for us was we just beat Duke and we're back-to-back regular season champs. There was a lot of people that said, we're losing Bryce, we're losing Marcus, we're losing all these guys, and, not really thinking that we can make it back to where we just made it. And so for us, I know JB is in the same boat. That was the biggest thing that we enjoyed the most. It's individual accolades are great, but having a team and brothers like this that can, just enjoy each other and enjoy this type of season that we're having, that's the best part of it.
Justin, what specifically was the feedback? Obviously it was about the shot, we can all presume, but what were they telling you about your shot, where you needed to?
They just said I got to shoot the ball more consistently. They didn't say I needed to change it. They didn't say anything like that. They just said, the numbers don't really lie. I got to shoot the ball better. And so, that's what I tried to do. I tried to work on that, and I tried to, just keep getting better at that. And I knew, for me individually I need to do that, but I knew for the team to have success, coming to the season, me and JB knew that this team needs both of us to play well. And so for me in the off season, I had my individual goals, but I also had, okay, this team needs us to produce. So I got to continue to work so that whenever the season comes around that we can do that and try to get back to where we were last year.
Justin, is there a moment or a game where you realized this hard work is paying off, I really am a player at a different level now?
Just whenever I saw some of the shots go in. I can't say there was a particular game. But from the beginning of the season, I had a different feel because of all the time that I had put in. It's easy, whenever the hardest part is the workouts that you do, not outside of the game. And so for me, that's what I tried to do. I tried to get up as many shots. I tried to have my hardest workouts be the ones that whenever I got in the game, it was, okay, I've done this before. And so, I'm definitely blessed, but we still have so much more to accomplish and so many things that we want to do.
How do you guys feel the experience of last year, both ACC tournament and NCAA? How do you feel like that helps this year? Like, in what ways do you feel like it's helped?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot, just knowing the things that we have to go through and what we have to do to be able to get back to that point. I mean, especially on the defensive end, that's the biggest thing. If we can just remember how we changed our overall game on that side of the ball, then we'll make it as far as we did last year, and try to win it this time. But I think just having me, Justin, guys like Theo, Nate, Kennedy, Isaiah, to have all those guys back from that run, that's the biggest thing, is just having that experience and knowing what it takes to be able to get back to that point.
With that being said, there's been a lot of talk about how this season has mirrored and is very similar to the end of last season's regular season of last year. How hard is it to kind of not think about that and not bank on that happening again and staying focused?
I think for me individually, I don't think about the shot. I don't think about losing at the buzzer. I mean, I've said this multiple times, but the amount of fun that we had in that Final Four run as a whole is a motivation for us to get back to that. I mean, we've got a group of guys that I've never really been much closer to anybody else throughout my basketball career than these guys on this team. And so, having that ability to make it back to that and winning along the way, that's the type of motivation that we want. Now we do want to try to make it back to where we were, but change the outcome. That would be great. But we're just trying to each and every day get better. And if this season compares to last season, then so be it. But we're going to try to keep on getting better every single day and try to take each game at a time.
What's different with this team other than the fact that Marcus and Bryce aren't here? Is there anything else that stands out that makes this team different?
I don't even know. I feel like it's the same team just without those two guys, and I just feel like we just don't have like I know Justin just won the ACC Player of the Year, but we don't have anybody like Bryce that we could just like in the post, which is our offense. We could throw the ball down to. This year is just more. I feel like it's more of a guard play thing than getting the ball down low. And I think it's just more of a balance this year. We're getting production from the inside, getting production from the outside, but majority of the time, it was just the guards that's giving a lot more this year than it was last year, because we had it to where we could throw it down to Bryce, and it was pretty much a bucket every time. So I just feel like it's more of a balance, and then this year I think just more the guard play came into play than last year.
A lot of people fixate on the scoring, but in the last 2 games, Theo hasn't scored. Yet the other night, after you guys beat Duke, Coach K said that Theo is probably the biggest difference between you guys when you played Duke and Durham and where you are now, why you're a better team. Even though you didn't score, how effective is a guy like him? How many different things does he do to make you guys better as a group on the floor?
I think first off, don't tell Theo that, because it'll be all over the place. But for Theo, he does so many things for us. I think he had like 7 assists, and he guarded Luke. Luke still had 28, but he made everything difficult for him. I think there's a bunch of things that Theo does extremely well for us. One of it is energy. I think having that type of edge that he has sometimes, can really help us, and it kind of bleeds over onto everybody else. So, Theo is definitely a huge part of it for us. And I think, he had some plays last game, and he's had some plays in the last couple games that have been really big for us.
You guys, one of you guys I know you're young, granted, but you have an appreciation for New York City basketball history and playing up there in the tournament and kind of what that might mean, what the atmosphere might be?
I don't know much about the history. Obviously, I know the Knicks, I know some of the guys that have come through there. And obviously, I know about, on the, Rucker Park and all that type of stuff. But,
Right, yeah.
I don't know a ton of history, but I know, there's a bunch of history in the ACC tournament. I know there's a bunch of history within that, so I know we're gonna have to go in there and try to do as well as we can.
You want me to answer that too?
No, you don't have to. Anything else?
Either of you guys, just talk about the excitement of playing in what is regarded as the best conference tournament in the country, the level of competition, the amount of teams that get to participate in this, and you guys going in as the #1 seed, you'll be the big dog going into this or whatever, the excitement for your entire team going into this year's tournament.
Right, we're very excited, and just looking at the field, if we win our game, we got a chance to play Duke, Louisville again, which, we went up against them. But, just looking at the season, we started off, we lost to Georgia Tech, and then we lost to Miami, lost to Duke, and then, all the other teams won and lost against each other, and it was just teams that you didn't expect, to beat the other team, end up beating them. So that just goes to show, even the low-tier teams in our conference still, are good, and every game you have to bring it. So just being able to be a part of the tournament and just know that, it's any given time you can be beaten by a lower seed. That's how it should be, because I don't think it should be one-sided where the top seed is just going to advance. And so just going into this year, the way the season played out, I just feel like there's no telling, who will end up being in the championship. We want to get there, and I feel like we will, but for the other teams, it's just you don't know who will end up making it, just because the season is just up and down, and teams that you didn't expect to win end up winning. So.
Justin, how cool is it to have, that your jersey's gonna be in the rafters? What's that feeling like?
I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't feel good. I don't think it's really hit yet, but obviously that's a great honor to be up there. And it's something that whenever I walk in the Dean Dome, it'll be up there forever. That's pretty amazing to think. Somebody that came in as a freshman, didn't have a great season. Sophomore season wasn't as good as I wanted it to be either. And then, it's good to see hard work kind of paying off. And, we're trying to hang a few more banners outside of that this year. So that's the next goal and the next motivation.
Anything else? We gotta get in the weight room here. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.